Officials in Erie and Niagara counties are continuing to evaluate and update school guidelines. The latest is a so-called 60-minute quarantine rule. Officials in both Erie and Niagara counties still fleshing out all those details, and tonight's 7 Eyewitness News reporter Olivia Proya explains.
Erie County Health Commissioner Gail Burstein says figuring out COVID-19 practices in schools is both an art and a science.
We have to think about not only distance from the students and the staff from each other. We have to think about if they're wearing masks. We have to think about, say, the age. I mean, hygiene of younger kids are going to be different than the hygiene of older kids. We have to think about the duration of exposure, how long they were sitting in a classroom together.
Niagara County Public Health Director Dan Stapleton says that's why there isn't a one-size-fits-all approach when a COVID-19 case pops up in a school.
These things that come up, they'll talk to their New York State communicable disease rep, and then they'll make the decision together on what's the best way to handle it.
As of right now, there are two options. Quarantine anyone who is within 6 feet of the COVID positive person for longer than 10 minutes, or quarantine everyone who was in the same room as the COVID positive person for more than an hour.
In a regular sized classroom, if the duration of exposure was longer than 60 minutes, then we are concerned that there could be significant exposure.
Stapleton says that's exactly what happened at the Maple Avenue Elementary School in Niagara Falls. A staff member tested positive after spending longer than an hour in multiple classrooms. Niagara Falls Superintendent Mark Laurie says after contact tracing, the health department determined 61 people were at risk. The school is now closed until next week. But when St. Andrews Country Day School in the town of Tonawanda had a staff member test positive on August 31st, just before the start of school, only those who came into close contact with a person for longer than 10 minutes had to quarantine. The principal still decided to delay the start of school just to be safe.
You make a decision on what's best for the children and making sure that we don't take any chances on safety for the sake of a learning environment.
Olivia Proya, 7 Eyewitness News.